toughest video I've ever made, but I'm quitting OFM. So honestly, the last couple months have been really tough, and I've made a really tough decision to quit OFM. No longer going to be doing OnlyFans management. Psych. Bro, come on. You know I'll never quit. We're booming. Business is great. Honestly, creators have never been more happy. I'm not quitting. However, with the new emergence of AI influencers and AI creators, it really has made me consider whether I want to do a full pivot into this industry because it's going to be crazy. So with that being said, I am going to be pivoting a lot of my focus in 2025 into working in creating these sort of AI influencers and AI models. So a lot of you are probably thinking like, what was this switch? AI isn't brand new. Do I think it's the beginning of the cycle? Yeah, we're really, really early right now. However, this stuff's been out for the last year. So I know a lot of you are probably thinking like, why now? Like, what are you seeing that's making you want to get into it now? And the biggest thing is that the social media algorithms have changed. They're now supporting AI content. They're pushing AI content. The AI content has their own algorithms. If you go to the comment section, which is probably the most telling thing for me, is that now you're actually seeing people in the comment section not even be able to tell the difference. And so that's just a testimony to the softwares and the creators and the artists in the industries, their ability to create content. And I think it's just at that point now. Another big thing was the evolution of AI video content. So a couple months ago, AI video content was really difficult and people really weren't thinking we were going to see beyond, a few second videos. Then comes Kling 2.0, then comes Google VO3, and now you're starting to realize that the AI long form and AI video content is actually starting to progress really, really quickly. Elon Musk even just tweeted the other day that AI video generation is literally moving at the speed of light. With all those factors combined and then all of the benefits that I want to get into in this video made me want to jump ship, made me want to get involved. I've deployed a ton of resources from my own company into the space just so that my company stays on the cutting edge of everything. I want to be able to implement these softwares. There's going to be a ton of places where these softwares and this technology can actually help my creators, as well as I want to start generating our own bunch of AI models and AI influencers. So a lot of you are probably thinking like, Grant, you have a business that's doing well. You can't focus on two things, only one stream of income. Why are you going to focus on that? Fair point, nerd. But for me, I'm extremely capable and my business is crushing it. I've hired a lot of really great people, and that allows me as the founder to step into the more innovative tasks and really discover a lot about AI and where it can actually help develop my business. So on that note, I want to get into, in this video, 5 of the biggest benefits that I'm seeing about AI influencers versus traditional influencer management. So listen guys, before we get into it, stay tuned for benefit 5. Benefit 5, whether you're already in traditional creator management or you're getting into AI influencer management or model management, or you're just sitting on the sidelines, you're completely new, stay around for benefit 5 because it's going to be the most applicable to everybody, no matter the situation that you're in. And like always, guys, if you appreciate these videos and you want to see me put out more videos, please like and subscribe. It gives me the motivation that you guys are actually liking what I'm putting out. And go to the comment section, let me know what you guys want to see next. My whole goal for this channel now is the Grant Ganley channel will just be all encompassing. Let's try and put out some of the type of content I thought you guys wanted around the mindset that you kind of need or the steps to success. And then I also kind of want to go over these general videos just on trends in the space and the way I'm pivoting my business. And then all really technical videos, tutorial videos, how-tos. I'm going to be doing all of those on the OFM Whale channel. So if you haven't, go over and subscribe to OFM Whale if you want to see that type of content. The next video that I'm dropping there, I think you guys are going to really love. It's going to be a really long video. It's taking me a lot of time to develop it, but it's going to be a free how-to, how to set up your own AI model influencer and monetize it. So it's going to be the full end-to-end setup video. The video, like I said, it's taking me a lot of effort, but if you guys are actually want to get in this space, then I would definitely go check out that video. Without further ado, let's get into it. Benefit 1, and this one is probably the most obvious, but we get unlimited content with AI generated influencers. And listen, you don't have to be an expert in this space. You don't have to be running a traditional creator management agency like myself to know that the biggest bottleneck that we face is our ability to get the content that we need from the creators, right? agencies go above and beyond to, have people go film with their creators. We send them ideas daily. We help them. We edit their videos. We post their videos. We caption their videos. We do all of this to try and get the best content out there. But the reality is creators are people too. They want to take breaks. They get burnt out. A lot of people, and I've said this before, they get attracted to this space. They're not really passionate about this space. They're there for the money. And so they're going to make enough content to make the money that they want, and then they're going to chill. And so as a business owner, when you want to keep seeing things progress, that can be frustrating because, that creator may not want to make more content. And so I think it's kind of a well-known fact that a lot of the bottleneck of the space, and probably the biggest bottleneck for creators' earnings and traditional creator management, is the lack of content that they're producing. With AI, however, we get unlimited content, or should be unlimited, right? Once you've learned these softwares and you can become an expert on these softwares, you can put out far more content than traditional creators and far more content than you could even probably post and use. And so the major benefit there is that you're going to have all this content. You're going to be able to adjust to the algorithms a lot faster. I think that's probably the biggest tactical change I'm most excited about is, sometimes I see a trend in the space. I send it to my creators. By the time I get the content back, either it doesn't work or I need another iteration of it or just needs to be tweaked a little bit. And by the time I actually get the content that I need, the trend is gone and the time has passed. So this is really going to shrink the latency period. It's going to allow the content producers to get into a better sync with the social media algorithms, and that's going to allow them to get a little bit more effective. And I think it's actually going to speed up the trend cycles because there's going to be this quicker iteration of concept. Benefit number 2, you get to choose how you monetize. Now, traditionally, most creators in the space make the majority of their earnings through their core subscription site. And if we go back to benefit 1 and we talk about why that's such a benefit, it's because, creators eventually cap themselves on content. And so if we know creators cap themselves on content, we're probably not going to ask them to create content around a monetization source that isn't their main source, right? We want to keep all their focus on the main source because we want to do that as best we can. We want to make as much money there. Now that we know content is no longer going to be an issue, we actually can branch off and start looking at different things and different ways to monetize. So one of the ones that I'm most excited about is that you're now going to be able to do product development. So these are going to be real influencers with real followers. And if you're smart and you're not just shortcutting yourself, you're building a real narrative behind these creators, you're going to be able to interweave a lot of product placements. You're going to be able to use affiliate links, and you're going to be able to do this seamlessly. You don't have to check with the creator. You don't have to ask them to make specific content. Again, all that is going to be produced on our side. And so it's going to be a lot easier for us to move into these different realms of monetization where traditional creator management, we've just really never gone. It's never been worth the lift to get that extra content produced if we don't really know how well it's going to monetize. Now that we have these AI influencers, we can make content whenever we want. And so it's much easier for us to step into these spaces. So like I said, things like product placements, TikTok shop, affiliate deals, all of those things I think are now going to be on the table for these AI influencers. And so having more ways to monetize can actually make you a lot more money. And so I'm really excited about that too. I think that's a huge benefit to the AI influencer space. Benefit number 3, and I know you guys knew this one was coming, but no more creator management. Now listen, I love all my creators and I love that business and I'll never get sick of it. I think if you're working with the wrong creators, these creators can definitely burn you out. But if you go into the place that I've gone to where all of the creators that I work with are like-minded, we're all very hungry and want to be successful, it's a lot easier for me. However, this business as a core takes a huge amount of focus in just on the creator management cycle. So listen, when you really start to understand these creators aren't hardcore entrepreneurs. They're creators that are being very bold and they're trying to control their own income through running a subscription site. So with all of that ambition and responsibility is going to come all the emotions that are associated with it. So just a lot of times in this space when things don't go right, emotions are very elevated for these creators. That then requires the agency to now implement a lot of roles like CSM roles and support around those creators so that we can support them while they're going through all this. This obviously is very expensive, it's very time consuming, and it's probably the part of the business that the management side least enjoys. So the major benefit getting into the AI side is that is gone. And I think that's probably the most attractive benefit of any of the benefits that we cover is that you're not going to have to do any of that. You can make as much content as you want. You can direct where you're going to go. You can direct how the content looks. You can, you're in control if something gets posted or something doesn't get posted. You now have complete control, and there's nobody really to, have to bounce ideas off of or disagree. And so I know that a lot of people that are more on the technical side, so maybe these are more of like sometimes the marketers or the artists of the space, are probably really going to enjoy the benefit of just not having to do all of the people management that comes with traditional creator management. Benefit number 4, increased margins. This one is pretty freaking big, and it's probably one of the ones that I'm most excited about. So kind of just to break down the numbers, most management agencies are going to take between 30 and 50% of a creator's earnings, and this is after OnlyFans takes their 20%. And out of our 30 to 50%, we're paying at least half of that, if not up to 75% of it, in staff costs for, like we talked about, CSM managers. You have all your marketing managers, you have all your sales managers. Now, if you're and this is for agencies above 30 creators, you're running a very legit creator management agency where you provide them with a lot of value. And so all in all, your margins at the end of the day could be between 10 to 20%, and sometimes even as low as 5% of the actual overall revenue that's being generated. Now, the crazy benefit of AI is the net profit off of overall revenue, total revenue, is going to be probably 80 to 90%. Now, it could be a little bit lower, as low as maybe 60 if you're going to be paying out an artist and you're not going to be in control of all the image generation. But if you in-house that, the margins are literally 80 to 90%. So now agencies have a lot more margin to work with. This means that a lot more avenues of paid traffic now open up because you actually have the margins to make your money back. And so that is really, really exciting to me. I think there's a lot of things that I learned in traditional management that are going to be able to apply here. Overall, they're actually really similar. It's kind of just the front end is different, but the back end stays relatively the same. And so the increase in margins is something that has me probably the most excited, because I really do feel like if you had any type of success in traditional management and you take the time to learn these softwares, or you pair up with a good artist, you're going to crush it in AI because the margins are wide open. All right, now to benefit number 5. And I told you guys, this is going to be the biggest benefit of all of them, not just the most attractive or the most exciting, but this is going to be the most impactful benefit of the AI influencer space. And this is where I really, really need you guys to focus. AI is going to be such a bigger trend than any of us can perceive currently, right? We don't know how that tech is going to advance. We don't know how good it's going to get. The only thing we know is we can look at trend lines and be like, okay, we're innovating really fast, and this technology is probably going to start solving problems that we currently don't know exist. So that is the biggest benefit of AI, is that we're early, that these things are just starting to solve problems, and it's not very cohesive. You get softwares to solve a problem for this use case, then you have to use another software and it'll solve a problem for this use case, and it's not really cohesive. We don't know how all this is going to work together to make our lives a lot easier, but that's the biggest benefit, is that you're going to now put effort into a space that's growing. This is like getting in Bitcoin in 2016 or getting in OnlyFans in 2020 at the beginning of COVID. This is a huge trend, and when they say a rising tide raises all ships, right? And so if you're in this space and you know this space is going to keep developing, more money is going to come in, more investors, more technology, more eyeballs, is going to get more normal, the images are going to look better, then whatever you're learning today is only going to make you more money in the next 6 months. Things like drop shipping, things like traditional management, those things have already reached maturity. So if you did what I did and you grew a great business, that's awesome. You'll keep making money because your brand is good, but the space isn't necessarily going to continue to grow from here, right? OnlyFans is probably capped out, if it hasn't already, in the amount of users, the amount of creators on the platform. I only think it's going to get more strict on social media. I don't think there'll ever be a point where we reverse and we allow more of this on social media. So, it feels really good to align with the trend that I know is going to continue to get bigger and bigger. I actually haven't felt like that since, the really early days of OFM. So I think that's the biggest benefit. Even if you're not getting into the space, you don't want to run an AI model, but you want to get into the AI space for your own business or for your own use cases, I really think you should. I don't think you're ever going to regret building a foundation foundation of understanding our skills with these AI softwares, because I really don't even think we can even perceive how it's going to benefit everyone in the future. Listen, I make these videos because I don't want you guys to get left behind. I'm doing well. I'm trying to take care of you guys. I hope this video was at the very least eye-opening, so that you guys really understand the opportunity that is happening with AI and its impact to the creator economy. If you guys want to keep updated with all the different software releases, how I'm implementing them, and just how overall have like a support group or almost like an alert system of everything happening on the AI side in this creator economy, I created another free Telegram group chat. I'm going to put it in the description of this video, so just go ahead, join that group, and you'll be able to keep up with everything going on in the AI creator economy, AI model space. And yeah, and so I appreciate you guys. If you guys stuck around to the end, like I said, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment what you want to see next from me. I appreciate you guys, and I'm back on the content, so please comment, let me know what you want to see next. I'm going to be dropping a lot of videos this month and next month.